The thesis statement is a sentence or two in the text that contains the focus of your essay and tells the reader what the essay is going to be about. The thesis statement usually appears near the opening of the paper. It can be the first sentence of an essay, and it more frequently appears at or near the end of the first paragraph or two. A thesis statement should introduce the topic of your paper and also make a comment about the position in relation to the topic. A thesis statement should tell the reader what the paper is about and further guide the reader and keep the argument focused. The thesis in this article is never stated throughout the whole paper, but the thesis can be implied by a few sentences which enhance our judgment on our educated conclusion about the thesis. Throughout the article, the author hints at the thesis by stating whether economic models aimed at increasing wealth and consumption are actually conducive to human happiness. Finding this thesis is important because it strengthens the overall knowledge of this paper and future papers you may read. Once the thesis is found, the reader is better educated on the essay you are reading and will be able to find the author's indicated purpose. Knowing this upfront helps you focus so you don't have to go back frequently and analyze the text to comprehend how all the information brought up.
A claim can appear anywhere after the thesis throughout a passage. In a typical article, there is a claim in each paragraph, though that isn't the case all the time. Claims can be located by searching for the author's stated opinion or belief on the topic. Example, in this article, the claim would be, there is little doubt in the cultural sanctification of greed is creating a deep existential void that cannot be filled, whatever the degree of material indulgence, personal achievement, or private gratification. Claim supports the thesis and is the overall opinion of the author about the topic. The next claim in the article would be, the gluttonous aspect of greed-mindedness carries further short-term advantage by way of increased tendencies towards overconsumption, waste, premature disposal and replacement, needless upgrading, and general disregard for conservation. This sentence stands out from the rest of the paragraph because it's the author's final opinion on the topic that he's talking about. Therefore, that's the claim of the paragraph he's talking about. Another example of a claim in the article would be, greed drives entrepreneurial investment. It also facilitates the manufacture and commercial exploitation of false needs. This first sentence often talks about what the main paragraph is going to be about. That often is a sign of a claim because it's stating the relevance of the paragraph. The last claim in the article would be, infusing children around the globe with self-destructive greeds of materialism, avarice, and self-preoccupation. The commercialization of childhood is being led by greedy corporations that put profits before social responsibility and children's health. This suggests the claim because it is the main topic in the paragraph.
So finally, in the article, to find evidence, you look for cited sources such as people like the eminent sociologist, I don't know how to speak his name, that's cool, and then outside facts such as when he said in the article, in fact, the large-scale general survey of the United States found that from the early 1970s to the late 1990s, the percentage of people who are very happy actually dropped from 34% to 30% despite higher incomes, more possessions, and improved living standards. And then the last one is the cited source of the American psychologist and greed treatment specialist David Faruggia. And yeah.
Finally, to answer the AP Seminar Part 1 questions. Number 1, the thesis of the article would be whether money affects human happiness? Number 2. The line of reasoning in the article is very clear, built off of the claims stated in the article. Wait, what was the rest in that? The connections between them. Okay. The connections to the claims are very strong and prominent, as seen throughout the article.
For question 3, the effectiveness of the evidence is proven to be average because some of the claims are less supported than others in some of his paragraphs. And he does a lot of generalization, such as, such findings. He could have used more examples for that point. And social critics. It begs the question to the readers of, who? What, which social critics? And another example would be him saying just sociologists, which is more generalization, which puts a damper on his article.